Sports, Arts and Culture Minister Zizi Kodwa has arrived at the Durban ICC ahead of the Sarafina maker Mbongeni Ngema's funeral. The renowned playwright and musician is being laid to rest in a special provincial official Category 2 funeral. Newzroom Afrika's Ntando Mnyandu is at the ICC and joins us now live. In Ntando, guests are starting to arrive as they bid a final farewell to Mbongeni Ngema.
Well, certainly we have seen quite a number of prominent people, making their way inside this auditorium here at the ICC, which is Durban ICC Chief Albert Luthuli Convention Center, ahead of the burial and the funeral, the final send-off of the late playwright, composer, theatre extraordinaire Mbongeni Ngema. People have traveled from far and wide, making their way here to bid their final farewell, and they have a special fond memories of the late icon. As I bring into this conversation one of Africa's great, Ubaba Uringo Madlingozi. Baba Uringo Madlingozi, thank you very much for your time. Your experience of the late Mbongeni Ngema.
Dr. Mbongeni Ngema. He will always be the extraordinary. We've lost the biggest tree in our, music fraternity, and I know that he has left a lot of, legacy for us to follow up through, and definitely this is a very sad, moment for us to say farewell to Dr. Mbongeni Ngema, and yes, I wish that people are going to take a lot from him and plow back to the society. And of course, he opened a lot of us, our eyes to the atrocities of the apartheid, government, and also his plays also, opened a lot of, doors for the young artists that were coming from the KZN area, and for sure, we've lost. It's a very sad day for us.
Your message to the family?
Please, masinyamezele siyazi ukuba nangomso abantu mabathobe inhliziyo kuzoba right, and siyazi nathi into ukuba ayinodwa abalahlekelweyo nathi silahlekele.
Thank you very much, Baba Ringo.
Thank you.
Well, that is Ringo Madlingozi, one of Africa's greatest artists, saying that saying that the family must be comforted with those words. But I want to bring into this conversation the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture in the country, Minister Zizi Kodwa. Babu Kodwa, it's a sad day. We saw you going to visit the family to pay your tributes, but today we are bidding the legend his final farewell. Your message, what comes to mind being in this auditorium right now?
I think this is a day of celebration. Although it's a day of sadness, a day of sorrow, but it's a day of celebration. I think he has made a significant and immense contribution to this country. Let us celebrate that. Let us celebrate the role of art. Let us celebrate theatre. The role of theatre in the liberation struggle. Let us celebrate the role of theatre and the role of art in social cohesion and nation building. And I think today, as you can see, it's a very vibrant and musical celebration sent off, which befits the legacy of Umadlo Kofu. We'll remember him for selflessly making his contribution to the country. He was a veteran of liberation struggle, an activist in many ways, who used theatre, who took South African theatre to the global stage to expose and amplify the conditions of the African people, whom majority of them were exploited.
Babu Kodwa, during memorial services, especially the one at the Playhouse where Mbongeni Ngema performed most of his plays, we saw artists taking to the podium, if in particular I could make mention of the chairperson of SIFSA, Joy Mbewana, going to the podium saying their problems as artists and the arts fraternity is known, but it's time now to stop talking and start solving those problems. As the minister responsible for this fraternity, what becomes your response and what becomes your promise to artists? Because mostly they would feel that they feel respected expected once they are departed or once they are gone?
You know that since we came into office, we have said that we need to give them flowers whilst they can still smell them. And as many of them, we have done so, including the late Peter Makubane. We honored him while still alive. We were in Durban not so long ago. We honored Matala. Mbongeni Ngema was part of the long list of people whom we thought should be given their flowers whilst they still live and can still smell them. Because we think we must have less of posthumous recognition. But at the center of the problems facing the creative sector in the country is funding. Government on its own cannot make sufficient contribution. But I think government must increase the budget of arts and culture. If you go to other countries, because of its contribution to the GDP as well as nation building and social cohesion, other countries are making huge contribution to arts and culture. In this country too, we must, in recognition of its role, firstly in its contribution to the GDP as well as its contribution to the social cohesion and nation building, let's make sure that we increase the budget so that the funding of projects and productions, such as the productions of Umadlo Kovu, are funded enough.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you.
Well, that is the Sports, Arts and Culture Minister Zizi Kodwa saying, let us give them flowers whilst they can still smell them, saying that art should be recognized and they must do away with this posthumous honor of artists that are celebrated once they are gone. The procession making its way to the ICC is at the Tonga Toll Plaza now. The funeral service will start any moment from now, and we'll be bringing you blow by blow of what is happening. With that, it's back to you in studio.
Very well. Thanks, Ntando Mnyandu there, giving us a sense of what's coming up as the final farewell of Mbongeni Ngema is underway in KZN.